I never thought hiding behind a gravestone could feel comforting, but that night it did. Chaz and I were crouched in the cemetery, barely breathing. At the top of the hill stood the old mansion everyone in town warned us about. It overlooked the entire cemetery like it was watching earlier. We had seen 4 or maybe 5 cloaked figures circling the property. They moved slowly, without speaking. Then a rock landed on the gravel in front of us. We both froze. I looked down. It was the exact same rock Chaz had just thrown toward the mansion. My stomach dropped. Chaz ran to the house before I could stop him. He flung the door open, and the smell hit us immediately. It was disgusting, thick with rot and decay. I stumbled back, covering my nose, but when I looked inside, it was worse than I imagined. The room was small, and on the floor a white pentagram was painted with candles. Placed around it, unlit in the corner, was a closed closet door, and the smell was coming from inside it. We did not open it. We should have left instead. I heard footsteps behind me. I turned toward the staircase and saw 2 cloaked figures standing at the bottom, staring up at me. They did not move. They just watched. I ran up the stairs, through the hallway, and onto the roof, and the second I stepped outside, I heard the front door slam open. They went that way, a deep, unnatural voice said, and then I heard them coming up the stairs. I didn't stop running until I reached the edge of the roof. My heart was beating so loud I thought they could hear it. The wind was cold, and I could hear the footsteps getting closer. "Chaz!" I whispered, but he didn't answer. The roof was old and weak. The wood creaked under my feet. I looked down and saw the cemetery below. It was a long drop. Too long. The footsteps stopped. For a moment, everything was silent. Then the roof door slowly opened. One of the cloaked figures stepped out. The hood covered its face completely. It moved slowly toward me, not rushing, not afraid. "Where is your friend?" the deep voice asked. I said nothing. Suddenly, I heard a loud crash from inside the house. The second figure shouted something angrily. The one in front of me turned its head for just a second. That was my chance. I ran past it and jumped back through the roof door. I didn't look at its face. I didn't want to. As I ran down the hallway, I saw something that made my blood run cold. The closet door was open, and Chaz was gone. Only his jacket was lying on the floor, right in the middle of the white pentagram. The candles were lit now, and I was not alone in the room. The moment I stepped closer to the pentagram, a cold wind blew through the room, extinguishing all the candles at once. Darkness swallowed everything. I could hear whispers, soft at first, then growing louder, echoing from the walls. My eyes strained to see, but all I could make out were shadows moving in impossible ways. A hand grabbed my shoulder. I spun around. It was one of the cloaked figures, its hood now falling back just enough to reveal a pale, twisted face. Its eyes glowed faintly red. I stumbled backward, tripping over Chaz's jacket. "Why did you come here?" The voice hissed, unnatural and hollow. I wanted to run, but the floor beneath me seemed to shift, making every step harder. I scrambled toward the door, but it slammed shut on its own. Then I remembered the closet. Something had been inside. I forced myself to look, and in the shadows I saw movement. Chaz, or what was left of him, dragged into a dark corner. He didn't move, but his eyes were empty. The pentagram on the floor started to glow faintly, and the whispers became a chant. The cloaked figure raised its arms, and the shadows in the room began to twist and coil around me. My mind screamed to escape, but my body froze. Everything went black. When I woke, I was outside the cemetery, alone. The mansion was gone, replaced by fog and silence. My pockets felt heavier. Chaz's jacket was there, folded neatly, but I knew one thing for certain. The mansion, the figures, and whatever had been summoned, they were not finished with us. The night air was quiet, but in the distance I thought I heard chanting again.